Hey YouTube, it's your girl Miss Kimberly J, and I am back again. I made a little video a while back because I've been gone for a while and I still hadn't came back since I made the first one. Um, I think that was a couple weeks ago. I'm not even sure now, but I promised I would be doing better about making these videos, and I'm trying to keep my word on that. Um, there's been so much happening. I don't even know where to start. There's so many things I want to talk about. Some issues I'm going to revisit probably in my next couple of videos that you'll see. Maybe you've seen me talk about these issues before. If you've been a long time subscriber, if you haven't, please watch and give me your feedback because I really want to know. Now I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube in reference to black women. For lack of a better word, I think black women is the trending topic here on YouTube, and it's usually not in a positive way. Most of the videos that I've seen here are very negative videos towards black women, and most of them are very stereotyping and using a lot of kind of just global terms and kind of lumping all black women into this one category of trifling black women. I actually tend to believe that stupidity, ignorance, ghetto, retardedness, for lack of a better word, comes in all races, shapes, and forms. Okay, so this is not about black women. At the same time, I do acknowledge that there are some sisters that need to get their act together. I would never condone stupidity and ignorance from anyone, regardless of their race or color. But right now, I want to talk about a topic that I think I talked about on like one of my first YouTube videos. It's in reference to child support. Now, child support is a very sensitive topic for me. Interestingly enough, for disclaimer purposes, I don't have any kids of my own. I don't have a situation in my life, so this is not coming from like anger or a place where I have this going on in my life right now. It doesn't apply to me. I don't have kids, but I've seen a lot of women, and once again, I'm not talking about a particular race of women. So before we go there, this is about women, period, because I've seen many different women doing this, from black to white to Hispanic to Asian to any race you want to think of. I've seen it apply. You just don't hear about it as much maybe in some other races, but it's very relevant. Personally, I have an issue with child support. Explain to you where my experiences come from. I used to work for the government, and I did a lot of work with families, and throughout my work for over 8 years, I met a lot of people. I came into contact with a lot of different men and women and children. And before I go into this, I want to say also as a disclaimer that I am not talking in this video. I'm not addressing this to the good single parents, male or female, who handle their business and act like responsible adults that have sense. I'm not talking to you. Kudos to you for doing what you do. You make the world a better place. Right now, I am talking to trifling, gold digging, drama filled, ignorant, stupid, childish, immature people. And from this aspect right now, I'm going to talk more to women because I've seen it happen more with women more so than men. Not to say it can't happen with men, just in my experiences. Overall, it seems to be happening more with women. I want to say something to you ladies. If you have a child with a guy, okay, let's just say you were in a relationship, okay? Or maybe even married. Just say you were exclusively in a committed relationship with this guy. You get pregnant. Y'all decide to have a baby, whether it was planned or unplanned. Okay, and then things don't work out in their relationship, and that guy either leaves you or you leave him. Whatever the case may be, y'all break up. Okay, so now you have this child. Remember, you made the choice to open your legs to this man. Okay, unless he raped you, if that's the case, then that's completely different. But if you had consensual sex with this guy, that was your decision. So you should know as an adult that when you open your legs to somebody, there are consequences. Whether you use protection or not, There's a chance, condoms break, things happen. You may get pregnant, you may catch diseases. You pretty much need to prepare yourself to deal with all those possibilities when you start having sex. If you can't deal with those consequences, then you should keep your legs closed. Simple as that. So relationship doesn't work out. Well, you made the choice to open your legs. You made the choice to make that decision, and you have a baby now. Do not act simple when the man is no longer with you and start using your kids as leverage to get what you want, or just to use it against the man. I've seen it happen so many times. Women get upset, oh, he left us, or they see, the guy gets like a new girlfriend or something, and they don't like the man that he's with, whoever, and they start keeping the kids away from the guy, or not letting the guy see his child or children, just to spite him, saying bad things about the father to the kids. That's retarded. Like, at the end of the day, you're only hurting those children, and you're hurting the father, who doesn't deserve that. And let's just keep it real, ladies. I hear people say, oh, well, this particular, whoever the guy may be, oh, he's sorry and he ain't nothing and he's this, that, or the other. Well, 9 times out of 10, he was sorry when you was opening your legs to him. He didn't just get sorry overnight. Most of the time, he's shown you some elements of sorriness along the way, and you chose to continue to deal with that. But let's just say hypothetically, even if he didn't give you signs that he was sorry, okay? He played you really well and, got what he wanted, and he wanted to move around. Okay, he hurt you. I get that. But still, you have a child to think about. Take yourself out of the equation. Stop being selfish and trying to figure out how to get this guy back. God will take care of that guy if he didn't do what he's supposed to do. Let God handle him. You do what you need to do as a mom. Okay, and if he's really sorry, at least open the door for him to have a relationship with his child. Now, if he's a sorry person, that child on their own will discover as they get older that daddy's just sorry. But you should not be the person who cuts that off and doesn't allow that father to have a hand in raising his child. And I also want to get on, because I said I was going to talk about child support, I want to talk about child support. Now, a lot of times I've seen figures of child support that men are ordered to pay. Honestly, I feel like it is some of the most astronomical, stupid amounts. I don't even understand where they come up with these amounts. I don't know who decided that it's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars a month, in cases of people who make a little bit more money, that they got to cough up, particularly like celebrities or rich people got to cough up all this money a month for a child, while the baby mama sits at home, goes shopping, gets cosmetic surgery, goes on shopping sprees, and the child's walking around, shoes tore up, hair tore up, looking like none of that money, not a penny of it was used towards that child. It's all on the mama's back, and she driving around it and living in it. And she's like, I got a free meal ticket for the next 18 years. For everybody who thinks like that, all women who think like that, kill yourself. Seriously, like, kill yourself, because you make it bad for everybody else, and it's just so trifling. Like, don't you want to do better? Like, I think child support, that's why it has the word child in front of it. It was intended for the benefit and use of for the child. And honestly, I'm all for, like, there are all these harsh consequences for guys who don't pay, people who don't pay their child support or whatever. They can go to jail. The police will come and lock them up if they're not paying that money faithfully. But there's no system in place that actually makes mothers or whoever the receiving parent is, it doesn't make them accountable for where that money is going. I think if you're going to have consequences as harsh as the person having to go to jail because they didn't pay their child support, I think there should be a monthly tracking system where the receiving parent has to clock in and they have to show proof and receipts and everything. Like they have to, like, it's just as strict for them for how they spend that money, and it should only be spent on the child, period. I don't think a dime of it should go anywhere else. I've talked to women have disagreed with me. Women have told me, oh, you don't understand what it's like, blah, blah, blah. I understand. But once again, you open your legs to that man. You made the choice to have that baby, whether it was unconscious or you just was having sex. But you know the consequences. So now, woman up and handle your responsibilities like a woman, and stop looking for the father of your child to take care of not just your child, but you also. Be a woman, take care of yourself. That's not what that was intended for. So Like I say, if this applies to you, just say ouch. If it doesn't apply to you, then it just doesn't apply to you. Great for you. Keep doing what you do. Like I said, this is not a hit at all women or all people in this. I'm right now, I did address who I was talking to. So if you're offended by what I'm saying, more than likely you fit into that category. I say do better. Get it together. It really is ridiculous. How kids are having to grow up with these. It's just crazy to me. Like I don't understand it, because most of the amounts that a lot of these men are being ordered to pay, if the shoe was on the other foot, the woman wouldn't be able to pay that money they're doing so. I mean, times are hard out here. We're in a recession, and people, I think there are a lot of good men who are doing the best that they can, and it takes more than money. Yes, it does take money to raise a child. I understand that. Things cost money. You got light bills to pay. You got to put food on the table. You got to put clothes on their back. You got to take care of them. So yes, I do understand that it takes money, but I think so many times women are so focused on just the money. All they want is that check. A lot of them just want the check. They're not even concerned about anything else. It's like, give me my child support check. I want my child support check, so they can sit up and do nothing. It's like we're enabling laziness. We're enabling just people to live off of the system. And I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of people, I know there are people in the world who really need that type of help, but I'm talking about people who are willing, I'm not going to say willing, who are able to, because a lot of them aren't willing. That's the problem. They're able to work. They're able to do things to take care of themselves, but they choose not to. They rather manipulate the system and live off the government and live off child support and live off of food stamps and everything else when they don't actually have to. I'm not talking about people who really, they're trying and they did all they could and they need a little assistance. That's fine. I'm talking about people who not even trying. There are so many women, honestly, they just open their legs and they try to get pregnant by like different people, particularly a man. They think he got some money so that they can just have a free ride for 18 years. And I don't think it's right. I don't. I know a lot of women will argue me down on this. I'm not going to argue with you. This is just my opinion. And like I said, if it doesn't apply to you, great. Keep doing what you're doing. But I really think a lot of that's got to change. I actually just, I really hate sometimes the way things are. It's just the system to me is just so screwed up. And me being a woman, I can admit that the system favors women. And I will challenge anybody that can come on here and tell me I'm wrong on that. The system favors women. They do. I mean, a woman has to be, it has to be like so much wrong for a man. Like even in custody battles, if a man's trying to fight for his kids versus the woman, they'll tell you right off the bat, the court favors the mother because she's the mom. She popped out the baby, so she's naturally automatically going to have, more rights. I ain't gonna say more rights, but she's gonna have an upper hand in court going in. The guy has to be daggone perfect and then some, and still he may not even join custody. He may still get stuck with the mom having, full custody, and he only gets visitations. And let's just be real about those visitations and stuff. They don't handle that stuff very. They tell you, oh well, you get first, I think it's first, third, and fifth weekends and holidays, and however they work it out if it's standard court visitation. But then you have, not everybody, once again, I'm talking to the trifling women. You have the trifling women who will play games, because they know they can. They will say the man's got to pick up his child at 6 p.m. on a certain day. Well, he's there at 6 p.m. to pick up his child. And the woman magically turns the lights off, or she's not there, pretends like she's not there, or actually leaves. So, he doesn't get his child. And then she tells the child, oh, your daddy didn't love you. He didn't even come and get you. That's the seeds they plant in little kids' head. Like, it's really sad. I've seen it happen a lot. And my plea is to think about your children. Stop thinking about yourself, ladies. Let's get it together. Give that man a chance to be in his child's life. If he's trifling, like I said, that will show itself. You don't have to show that to your child. As they get older, they will begin to see daddy wasn't there or daddy didn't do blah, blah, blah. But don't cut him out and shortchange your child, because they need their fathers. Yeah, there are a lot of single parents out there. Some of them single by choice, some of them are single by circumstance. And yeah, it can be done. People can successfully raise a child, being single. But I think it's best if both parents can raise their children, whether they're together or not, but that they both have a hand in that, and that child sees and gets to grow up having both their mom and their dad. So, ladies, think about that. Let's stop, let's put our own selfish agenda to the side. Stop being mad because man don't want you no more, or he left you, or he broke your heart, or whatever. Like, think about your children. Think about what you're doing to your kids, because they're the ones that's going to suffer, and you're hurting the man, especially the good men out there. I can't tell you how many good men go through this all the time, and the only thing they can tell them, when they start trying to fight for their rights as a father, is, oh, well, you got to go to court. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's no problem. She's not giving you a visitation. Oh, go to court. Well, that sounds great. But now you've got a man who's already paying child support. More than likely, he already has his own household to support. And it's hard out there, and you expected him to pay all of that, barely making it as he is, then pay child support, and then still go to court, get an attorney, and have to fight for his parental rights to see his child. Like, seriously, who has unless you just got money like that. Most everyday guys don't have that kind of money to do that. And so the women know this, so they play that game, like, oh yeah, take me to court, because they know he can't afford to take them to court. It's like, it's so trifling. I'm gonna keep saying that word, but it is trifling to me, and it's something I'm very passionate about. When I was working for the government, I did advocate a lot, and I had a lot of tough conversations with women, and even some men, because I've had some rare cases of it being the other way around, where we had the man being the single father, and the woman was being just like no good, just like not doing nothing, not trying to see the child, not paying child support or whatever the case may be, just not even trying to be involved in the child's life. So I know it goes both ways, but right now I'm talking to women because I've seen it in my personal experiences. I've seen it more with women. So y'all, we need to get that crap together. Get it together. Think about your child. Stop thinking about yourself. And that's my message on child support. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me if I'm tripping. I could be tripping, but I don't think I am. Holla.